Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in catology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo and Chismis, we really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Gigapower. Simple, smart a code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Mike, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it.
Oh my God!
And on three. 1, 2, 3.
Win!
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power.
coming to you live from the San Jose del Monte Sports Complex. It's day 4 of the Filbasket Summer Championship 2022. Presented to you by Pure Gold. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Kumu, and TikTok. We're taking a look now at the San Juan Knights led by Orlan Wamar, who had a 28-point explosion the other day. And on the other side, you've got the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. They're making their debut today as we get started with this afternoon's triple header. Your first game, it's the San Juan Knights, the top seed right now, taking on the debuting AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. At 5 p.m., you've got the Danao City MJazz Zenith taking on the Nueva Ecija Capitals. And finally, at 7 p.m., the Tanduay Rum Masters take on the All-Star Bacolod Ballers Bingo Plus. Magandang hapon po. Ako po si Stan C. Kasama si Javi Palania, welcoming you to today's triple header.
Yeah, Stan, it's going to be an exciting triple header today. Two teams debuting dito sa ating Filbasket Summer Championship, and we can't wait to see them back on the court.
We've also got our third member of the crew, Sam Coloso, joining us. Hi, Sam.
Thank you, Stan and Javi. As we can see, both of our teams are more than ready today, so we'll see about that in a bit.
We've got some interesting stories that we're excited to tell you about our teams for today, so let's get started with our match at hand. Let's start with the San Juan Knights. And let's talk about Orlan Wamar. I mentioned the 28-point explosion, Javi, but they had the one that got away, as we say, no? Before we get to today's match with the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers, they let a big one slip away, and they lost by 4.
That's right, 77-73 decision lost by the San Juan Knights last Wednesday. That was ika nga the one that got away, because in that game they were up almost the whole game. Orlan Wamar, as we mentioned, 28-point explosion in his debut dito sa ating Filbasket Summer Championship. It was a game that the Knights dominated almost from start to finish. Kaya lang SJK led 71-59 with 3:37 left in regulation, but the All-Star Bacolod Ballers went on a 14-0 run and took the lead 73-71 with almost a minute and 11 left in that game, and they held San Juan scoreless for almost 3 minutes in that stretch.
Sobrang sayang. Forwards for San Juan Knights that they ran into all win all day. Yun po nangyari. Now on the other side, you've got the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. You've got a combination of the Makati Blazers and the AFP Cavaliers. So talk to us about this merger, Javi.
Well, this AFP Makati Cavaliers, really, were exciting to see them back on the court. We have 6 returning players from the Filbasket Subic Championship: John Colina, Joffer Custodio, Paul De La Peña, Hel Francisco, Bren Motol, and Marvilla Hermosa in that lineup. But for this game, we will only have John Colina and Hel Francisco and Bren Motol, who is celebrating his birthday today, for Coach Ronnie Kahanding.
Now let's go to our courtside reporter, Sam Coloso. She'll be speaking to AFP FSD Makati assistant coach Sunny Manukat. Sam?
Yes, thank you, Stan and Javi. I'm here with Coach Sunny Manukat. Hi, Coach. Coach, how do you carry the values knowing that the core of the team are made of military players?
Well, of course, first medyo hindi madali yung mag-gel yung team because civilian nga yung iba. Pero eventually, as soon as nagpa-practice na ng medyo matagal yung team, medyo nakuha na rin, na-adapt na rin ng civilian yung pagiging military.
Coach, it's your first game. How confident are you coming into this game today?
Well, I'm confident with our team. Siyempre, we prepared hard for this team, and hopefully magawa namin lahat yung mga ginawa namin sa practice. And yun, hopefully mag-step up lahat.
Thank you so much, Coach Sunny. Back to you, Stan and Javi.
Maraming salamat, Sam. It'll be interesting to see how the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers fare in their first ever game in the Filbasket Summer Tournament. But now let's get to know the players taking part in this game. Let's turn it over to our court announcer, Ryan Villena.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Filbasket Summer Championship 2022. It's Filbasket Summer Championship 2022, presented by Pure Gold. This is our first game of our triple header featuring the San Juan Knights going up against AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. Are you ready? Let's meet the starters of the San Juan Knights. At point guard number 0, Nino Ibanez. At shooting guard number 21, Don Peralta. At small forward number 18, Justin Guta. At power forward number 22, Donald Rodrigo. And at center number 6, Mark Salangay. And coach of the San Juan Knights is Nani Mundalan. And now the starters of AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. At point guard number 11, Keith Pidon. At shooting guard number 2, Renz Alcoriza. At small forward number 52, El Francisco. At power forward number 5, John Alonso. And at center, second umpire is
Let's take a look at our starting lineup for both teams. For the San Juan Knights, you've got Justin Gutang and Jordan Clarito in the front court, joined by the man in the middle, Mark Sarangay, Nino Ibanez, and Ray Peralta in the backcourt. Meanwhile, for AFP FSD, you've got Jan Colina, Chad Alonso, and Hel Francisco in the front court, and Keith Pido and Renz Alcoriza rounding out the guards. As we begin the game, we're about to get set for tip-off right now between both teams.
Interesting starting lineup being fielded here by Coach Nani Ipundulan to begin this game. Only Justin Gutang, the remaining starter, galing sa kanilang last game against Bacolod. 4 different starters here: Peralta, Sarangay, Clarito, and Ibanez.
A lot of dribble handoff action here for San Juan as they take an early shot there. Clarito, no good.
Ito si Jonard Clarito, one of the guys na waiting pumutok para dito kay Coach Nani Ipundulan. He was a vital cog in their finals run last year sa Filbasket Subic Championship as Renz Alcoriza misses from the left wing.
Both teams unable to buy a bucket so far, but we're only half a minute into the game so far, so let's see who draws first blood here. Nice screen by Sarangay. Ibanez couldn't break free though. Tingnan natin if they can get a bucket inside this time around. Wala pa rin. They have a fresh 10 seconds. Peralta getting blocked down low by the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers.
Now, judging from last season's performance, itong AFP Makati, they were really a good defensive team and very physical at that. And nakikita natin yan from early on here. Nakahihirapan ang San Juan to get their points. Justin Gutang driving down the middle, floater misses. Clarito, offensive rebound, another miss for the white shirts.
Very interesting to see that the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers have retooled heading into this tournament. How do you think that figures into their rebuilding dito sa summer tournament?
Well, they definitely have a gunner here in Renz Alcoriza from the Arellano University program, and they will look to him to get their points. And you have Hubert Cani, a really big name from the college ranks in the part of our 3x3 national team, coming off the bench para kay Coach Renz Sunny Kahinding.
So malapit na tayo mag 2 minutes into the first quarter. Wala pa rin nakaka-score between both teams. Good hustle though from the San Juan Knights as they bring up the ball and try to see if they can get their offense going here. Clarito getting that ball off the screen now to the left corner. Nice pass down low. Jonard Clarito, hindi pa rin good off the glass, but still no good on the second chance.
And these have been very good looks for San Juan. Point blank misses, a lot of those not being able to capitalize. Talking about the San Juan Knights, these are baskets that they usually make.
If you're Makati though, how do you change this strategy this early on?
Well, they definitely are doing a good job limiting the San Juan Knights to a deadlock score here at the beginning of the game, but they have to be able to score a basket of their own to be able to finally change the complexion ng ating laro.
And Pido hits the deck right there. Let's take a look at that last play as Keith Pido ran into Jonard Clarito.
But you could say there are opening day jitters para dito sa black shirts. No? A lot of tentative motions on the offensive end, but their defense has definitely been holding up, and I'm sure that's something that they can be proud of.
Itong AFP Makati, some of them are newcomers to Filbasket, but they're definitely not newcomers to this level of organized play.
Offensive foul there called on Chad Alonzo, wanting to get a score on the post laban dito kay Jonard Clarito. But that happened right in front of our referee, as we see here right there. Little hook there. And that was something that our baseline referee did not hesitate to call.
Chad Alonzo, 14 years as a pro, 7 of them in the PBA, as Pido with a steal, breakaway layup, and there's first blood.
And San Juan really shouldn't relax here, no, against AFP Makati Cavaliers. We mentioned during their previous game, especially in that game against Bacolod, that their first 2 games weren't really much of a challenge for them, winning those both games by a margin of an average of 28.5 points. But the real acid test talaga was against Bacolod, as Peralta nails it from the right side to finally break the spell here for San Juan. But they have to be able to exert more effort in being able to get their things going both on the offensive and defensive sides, kasi talaga malalakas na teams na ang nakakalaban nila as their schedule progresses.
That was a 2-point shot for Peralta over there on the other end. So we're deadlocked at 2, and San Juan with the rebound. The Knights are running. Nice pass, but can they convert? Yes.
I thought that pass was going to go to Peralta, but Ibanez, saktong-sakto ang pagkot niya doon. And great pass there by Justin Gutang.
How important is it for the Knights that they've got the tallest guy on the floor in Mark Sarangay?
Well, that will definitely be hard for the Black Shirts to get something going inside. Mark Sarangay, of course, a veteran of many leagues, and definitely a bruiser para dito kay Coach Nani Ipunulan. But you have Jan Colina on the other end para kay Coach Ronnie Kahinding. And as Ibanez scoops up and in with the left hand, another fast break score for the Knights. 6-2 ang ating score.
Give that man a one-man fast break badge on NBA 2K as we get close to the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. That's going to be a turnover against the Cavaliers.
Still a lot of tentative motions sa pagra-run ng plays nitong AFP Makati Cavaliers. As we see here, that instant replay, Ibanez getting that turnover and finishing on the other end.
And that instant replay of the game was brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. San Juan trying to extend their lead now as they get some momentum. Justin Gutang getting double-teamed right here. Able to break away, but that's another turnover for San Juan. Formento is running. First minutes of action in the game. Quick mid-range jumper is good.
Formento also a veteran of this mid-pro level that we have. It's no stranger na makalaban itong San Juan Knights, going up against them in the MPBL and various other leagues.
Peralta throwing it down low to Clarito. Clarito calling the action though, pero not getting what he wants, and that ball gets tapped by the Cavaliers.
That was going to be a tough act for Clarito, posting up against Chad Alonzo. Of course, don't let the age of Chad Alonzo fool you. This guy can still hang with the best of them, especially in that shaded area.
5 seconds on the shot clock for the San Juan Knights. Let's see if they can pull a rabbit out of a hat here. 3 seconds. Mark Sarangay probably unaware that the shot clock was winding down.
Lack of communication there for the Knights, not telling their teammates that there was dwindling seconds left sa kanilang shot clock. And we see here the entry of Orlan Wamar. Talagang Coach Nani Ipundulan giving him the off-the-bench role so far. And 3 turnovers apiece for both teams to start this game.
Not a good sign if you're the coach of either team. Yung consuelo na lang siguro is the fact na deadlock din sila sa turnovers at 3 apiece. Double team here for San Juan. And the ball goes out of bounds. That's last touch San Juan. So Cavaliers ball pa rin tayo with 11 to go.
The court looks to be a little slippery, Stan. Parang nadudulas ang ating mga manlalaro early on here.
Pero bagong-bago po yung court natin. In fact, the first action that this court saw was day 1 last week, which we were here and present for, no?
Yeah, that Tanduay Nueva Ecija game was crazy as Jan Colina beats the shot clock buzzer there.
Three-pointer pa for Jan Colina. Meanwhile, here's Orlan Wamar. Let's see if he can follow up on that 28-point outburst. Muntik nang mabitawan ni Fuentes pero nakabawi. Nice pick and roll action there for Fuentes.
Judel Fuentes has really been making a great account of himself so far in the 3 games that San Juan has played sa ating torneo, averaging 15 points per game para sa kanyang koponan. Really has been a very efficient player for Coach Nani Pundolan. Great defense there against Renza Alcoriza.
Shot from the left block, no good for the Cavaliers. Meanwhile, here's Orlan Wamar, nabitawan, as we acknowledge Medishore Pharmacy, our prize sponsors for the Filbasket Summer Tournament. Meanwhile, Orlan Wamar can't connect from long distance. Natapik ni Sarangay, pero nasa loob ng Cavaliers. Wamar though with the quick hands.
Well, Cordero and Alcoriza di masyado nagkaintindihan doon. They were both looking at the ball, but it eventually ended up with Wamar.
Justin Gutang down low, and one opportunity for Justin Gutang.
Great use of the curl there by Justin Gutang and great bounce pass there by Orlan Wamar, recognizing his teammate had good position inside. Excellent finish and an end-one opportunity for the former CSB Blazer.
And that move of the game was presented to you by Pure Gold. Justin Gutang hoping to make a splash and to make it on the radar for the 2022 draft. Meanwhile, let's send you over to our courtside reporter, Sam Coloso. Sam?
Thank you, Stan. Kanya nga nakausap ko si Coach Sonny from AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers na the core of the team are really from the military. Most of their players are also frontliners and served during the pandemic. So for Coach Sonny and the team, it's fulfilling to be playing again. On the other hand, the San Juan Knights last game was, in Isit's words, demoralizing. Sabi niya that they collapsed during the end, so they're really looking forward to redeem themselves today. Back to you, Stan and Javi.
Maraming salamat, Sam. Tama nga naman si CJ Isit, diba? Last Wednesday took an L, but today they bounced back. That's the goal here.
I love that song, Stan.
Meanwhile, right corner three for the Knights. Still no good. And that ball goes out of bounds. San Juan pa rin, sabi ng ating officiating crew.
Now, San Juan has to be able to really establish their dominance early on. And against a debuting team like FSD Makati, they shouldn't allow any chances whatsoever sa ating laro because, of course, against a debuting team, the Black Shirts want to start their stint here sa ating Filbasket Summer Championship on a high note with a win.
Meanwhile,10 seconds left to go on the shot clock, and San Juan converts on another basket inside. That's Ato Ular now stepping to the free throw line.
Talking about dominance, Ato Ular exerting that exactly in that shaded area with another end-one opportunity. Already 9 points in the paint para dito sa San Juan Knights.
Scores 13-7 as we approach the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. And that looks like, muntik na sana ma-turnover, pero nasalo ni Almerol. Romeo Almerol, natapik, Ular gets the rebound, and now San Juan is running. Justin Gutang trying to spin. That's going to be another whistle as we acknowledge Wilson, the official game ball of the 2022 Filbasket.
We see a lot of tentative motion still on the offensive end para dito sa AFP. Chemistry issues definitely a problem here. I don't know how long they practiced prior to this, but it is very evident as they start this game. Justin Gutang, backdoor. Excellent pass again, that Wamar-Gutang connection, making good on those last couple of possessions para sa San Juan.
And now it's an 8-point lead for the San Juan Knights. 1:37 remaining in the first. 13 on the shot clock for Mento, finding a lane inside, draws the contact. Ball nowhere near the rim though.
Well, that's good mindset there by Formento. Against a taller team, you really want to be aggressive and get those fouls. Be able to get the bigs of San Juan in foul trouble. Again, see there on your screens that backdoor alley-oop play. Orlan Wamar to Justin Gutang.
Meanwhile, here's Formento at the line. Drills his first shot from the charity stripe. As we take a look at the head coach of the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers, Ronnie Canding, former member of the Alaska Milkmen back in 1992.
Milkmen pa, no? Hindi pa aces.
Oh, throwback and throwback.
And I believe his dad was also a former referee. So Coach Ronnie very close to this game.
At this point, we'd like to thank Cantigo Scoreboard Multisport Scoring Solutions for their participation in the Filbasket Summer Tournament. San Juan looking to get a double-digit lead now. Fuentes with a long-range jumper, and that's good.
Great single-double play there run by San Juan, and Judel Fuentes very efficient whenever he has the basketball. Another score here, this time from the outside.
San Juan looking to trap. Puro double team dito sa perimeter. That's going to be a long-range bomb. No good. And here's San Juan with the fast break opportunity. They've got numbers. Isit crossing over. Muntik ng ma-turnover. And they finally do. Cavaliers are running. 3-on-2 fast break. Spin move. Nabitawan din. Saldua gets it for San Juan. Nice outlet pass. Down low. Easy layup for CJ Isit.
Parang hindi lang yung floor yung madulas, parang pati yung ball. A lot of players having butterfingers at the early going sa ating laro. But really not an excuse here for both squads. The San Juan up by 11 at this point.
You could say that the ball is smooth like butter, like BTS. And one of our sponsors, Manila Kingpin, will open their first branch in Cebu. So pasalamatan po natin ang Manila Kingpin Cebu.
I'm very surprised that Coach Ronnie Canding has still not pulled out Hubert Cani from the bench, and as Renz Alcoriza makes his way, seeing that offensive foul by Formento.
Back to the action, last 13 seconds here in the first quarter. Shot clock has been turned off. 20-9 a score. Saldua with the pick for CJ Isit. Nice pass to the left side. Another three-pointer for Judel Fuentes.
Wow, that's already 8 points in the game for Fuentes.
And the first quarter ends. San Juan up 23-9 as we take a look at the Cavaliers. They've got some serious conversations that they have to have. But first, the highlights from the first quarter. Judel Fuentes, like you said, having 8 points already.
He has just definitely exploded here in Ibanez. Actually, a total team effort by San Juan to actually get this 14-point lead as we close our first period.
Once again, San Juan Knights off to a hot start in the first quarter of our first game for today's triple header. Magbabalik po ang Filbasket Summer Tournament.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Knight, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench.
Welcome back to our coverage of the Filbasket Summer Championship presented to you by Pure Gold. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Kumu, and on TikTok. Second quarter of action already kicking off, and it's a 23-9 spread. San Juan Knights up. Not if the Cavaliers have anything to say about it though, but the San Juan defense has tightened so far.
And it doesn't help that this is the first game nitong AFP Makati Cavaliers. A lot of debuting issues that they have to deal with as a team before they can finally get their rhythm.
And these are issues, Javi, na San Juan already had to go through against the Kuala Lumpur Asil of all teams. Last week pa nila ito napagdaanan.
Yeah, and they're very lucky, San Juan, that they had to go through not really much of the more heralded teams dito sa ating torneo. Of course, not taking a shot at the Kuala Lumpur Asil and the ICC Blue Hawks, but really, compared to going up against a veteran team, well, that's really a different story.
Exactly. as they only convert on 1 of 2 free throws on that last trip to the charity stripe. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers bringing the ball up really quickly, and now they're slowing it down as we whittle down the shot clock to the last 12 seconds. 2 screens in a row here for the Cavaliers. Pero hindi pa sila makapenetrate dito sa paint. Good layup though for Cordero, who almost hits the deck.
Patience doing well there for the black shirts on that offensive possession, pero kitang-kita mo talaga nagkakahiyaan pa on who will take the shot for them.
Chester Saldua, right elbow jumper, that one's good.
That's something definitely that Chester Saldua has in his arsenal, that 15-18-foot jumper, and occasionally a 3-point shot.
Kita natin nagpo-full court press na ulit yung San Juan Knights. Not as big of a lineup though as their starting unit here. But the defense still there.
Cavaliers trying to get some offense going dito kay Chad Alonzo. Single coverage but to no avail there. Great defense in the post by Saldua.
7 seconds on the shot clock for the Cavaliers. They go down low and they get a lucky bounce down there for Jan Colina, who finally buys a bucket for the Cavaliers.
If you're FSD, you would look to your veterans to be able to help you get through this tough time of adjustment. And that is exactly what Jan Colina just did on that previous offensive possession, scoring on a bucket inside.
Good defense by Darwin Cordero, getting the ball for the Cavaliers. But meanwhile, let's take a look at this pure gold move of the game presented to you by Pure Gold. That's Jan Colina right there, that last bucket for the Cavaliers.
How many times have we seen that Jan Colina operating inside the shaded area as another offensive foul is called here against the FSD Makati guards. And Orlan Wamar, again, the recipient of another wayward elbow. Let's look at that again right here. Kitang-kita ng ating mga referee. Hindi man masyadong may force, but there was definitely something to be called for there.
Hindi naman deliberate, no? Pero parang na-clothesline ka na rin ng isang sundalo.
Yeah, but there's definitely illegal contact, no? And our referees on top of that.
13 seconds on the shot clock, and that was just a wild no-look pass from Fuentes. Meanwhile, fast break opportunity, and that one is good for Bren Motol, the birthday boy.
Yes, sir. Bren Motol getting his first points dito sa ating torneo. And paunti-unti itong AFP Makati getting their bearings, but they will have to do it not just on the defensive end, but scoring also.
Mahaba-haba pa naman ang laro. They have a lot of time, but it's a good sign that they've been holding San Juan Knights, keeping the defense strong, rendering them unable to score, whether from inside or from outside. Good pass from Colina, down low, and Bren Motol gets another birthday bucket.
And Bren Motol, that really is the area that he likes to operate in. He's not really your prototypical guard who likes to shoot it from the perimeter and drive from the outside, but he really likes sealing inside, getting good position against his defenders. And you saw there right there, Jan Colina able to find his teammate for the point-blank basket. Back-to-back baskets para sa ating birthday boy, Bren Motol.
Meanwhile, may timeout tayo dahil sa San Juan Knights. Coach Nanye Pondulan wanting to re-strategize because less than 10 na lang ang lamang nila. It's a 9-point lead for the San Juan Knights.
Welcome back mga ka-Filbasket. Si Bren Motol nga yung nagse-celebrate ng kanyang birthday today. Sabi niya na sa kampo ang kanilang practice at parang sundalo na din siya dahil sa disiplina. At sumasaludo din siya sa kanilang mga some other players na military. Sa first game, I wish niya lang ay good health sa family and more opportunities. Back to you, Stan and Happy.
Maraming salamat, Sam. Tama nga naman, birthday ni Bren Motol. He better score big and get the win for the Cavaliers on his day of days. Meanwhile, shot clock, buntik nang maubos. Orlan Wamar not even hitting iron.
Another good defensive possession there by AFP. And it won't help that another great defensive player in Hel Francisco is checking in back to the ball game para dito kay Coach Ronnie Kahanding.
Ito si Hel Francisco, not just a good defensive player, he's got stamina. He played in the world's longest game for 120 hours back in 2014.
That's crazy, 120 hours. Ilang days yun, Stan?
6 days, Javi. That was the Philippine Basketball Marathon, a fundraising event for the victims of Typhoon Yolanda.
And how much of those 120 hours did he play in?
Hindi niya sinabi, pero ang kwento niya sa akin is that 2 hours lang yung pahinga nila para kumain, mag-CR, matulog, nap time. Hel Francisco was the MVP of that game.
Wow, that's really interesting data that he got there, Stan.
Meanwhile, here's Chad Alonzo to Colina. Down low, almost a turnover. Good though for the Cavaliers that Motolo was able to throw it up, and now he's got 6.
Another basket, this time from the opposite end. Bren Motol really doing great here and putting his team back within single digits as Ato Ular drains a jumper from straight away.
Meanwhile, we're acknowledging Wilson, the official game ball of the 2022 Filbasket Summer Championship. Ular finally getting some breathing room for the San Juan Knights. Alcoriza throwing it down low, back to Motol, the hot hand, the double team. Down to Francisco, to Colina. Rebound, San Juan. And that was a poke by Colina. The Cavaliers regain possession now. Alcoriza setting the table for the Cavaliers. Let's see what they come up with. We're down to 12 on the shot clock. They're going left this time to Francisco. Naagawan. Pero nabawi ni Francisco, and there's gonna be a whistle.
A little bit of problem on the spacing here for the Black Shirts. Kita mo, all their guards really looking to post up. Outside the defense, able to focus their attention and get that turnover.
5 minutes and 25 remaining here in the first half as San Juan tries to wrest momentum back from the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. Going down low pero heavily trapped, but Justin Gutang found a way.
A little resistance, not enough against Justin Gutang there, the overly athletic former CSB Blazer, getting another bucket inside.
We acknowledge Medishore Pharmacy. Maraming salamat po. Our prize money sponsor for the 2022 Filbasket Summer Championship. Hel Francisco double teamed right now. Hands it off to Colina, who drills it from the baseline.
Easy shot there by John Colina. That is definitely within his range.
4:37 left in the first half. Here's Saldua back to CJ Isit. CJ to Saldua from the outside. Can't connect. Motol with a rebound.
Oh, amazing effort there by Bren Motol, boxing out the much bigger Ato Ular.
And now Alcoriza to Colina. Naghahanap ng mapapasahan tong si Colina. 6 on the shot clock. To the outside, Alcoriza. Wala. Hits the back of the rim.
Alcoriza still hasn't found his rhythm here. Already playing 12 minutes sa ating laro. But still no sign of Hubert Cani here para kay Coach Ronnie Kahanding, and we are winding down this second period.
And Coach Ronnie Kahanding calling a timeout for the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. Scores 30-21. The Filbasket Summer Championship will return. Welcome back to our coverage of the Filbasket Summer Championship. Let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Sam Coloso.
Thank you, Stan. So si CJ Isit brought his inspiration today dito sa Bulacan. His wife is here at the same time. It's his son Cole's first time ever to watch his dad play. So CJ's ecstatic and playing for redemption today. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Sam. We got a shot of CJ Isit's baby. Imagine that, diba? Your first basketball action nakikita mo as a baby. I don't even remember the first time I saw basketball.
I'm sure CJ wants his son to be able to be close to the game right away. And that's exactly what's happening right now.
Via osmosis, no? Hel Francisco setting the table for the Cavaliers, getting those 2 picks. Nice passing for the Cavaliers. Taking it slow, 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Colina, mid-range jumper, wala. Francisco gets the offensive rebound, throws it off the glass, gets the bucket.
I can't count anymore how many offensive fouls have been called against the Cavaliers in this game. I believe that's the 5th or 6th already. See here right there. Mukhang tinawagan dun sa elbow. But if you ask me, Stan, really not, that was just incidental contact by Francisco. So there shouldn't have been any foul called.
Pasok nga pero hindi counted kasi nga offensive foul against Hel Francisco. Meanwhile, on the other end, San Juan trying to make something happen down low, but they had to go back out. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock for the Knights. And that's going to be another turnover for the White Shirts.
Excellent defense there by Chad Alonso against a very aggressive Maki Acosta.
2:54 remaining in the first half. 30-21 yan po ang score natin. And it looks like the San Juan Knights aren't happy with that call.
Both squads not looking very happy with the way the officials are calling this game. But the unhappier team looks to be the Black Shirts as they struggle to gain momentum in this game. They're lucky to be only down by 9 points here.
Alonso telling his teammates where to go on that last sequence, but now the ball's going to go the other way once again.
Another offensive foul, this time a moving screen here by Jan Colina. Yes, there. Now that was a correct call. There was slight movement of the body towards the defensive player.
Ito si Jan Colina, no stranger to a high level of play. He used to play for the Adamson Soaring Falcons, so he should really be used to plays like this, calls like this on the court.
Yeah, and that's why he acknowledged it right away. He said sorry to his bench. Bawi na lang on the defensive end.
Meanwhile, the Cavaliers bench not happy. Both head coach Ronnie Canding and assistant coach Sonny Manukat pretty upset over there on the sidelines as we acknowledge Cilium Fiber manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation. 2 minutes 18 remaining in the second half right here. Hindi pa rin nagbabago ang score, 30-21 pa rin as Hel Francisco drives inside and knocks it down off the glass.
Successful attempt there by Francisco to be able to get that inside incursion. And don't look now, it's just a 7-point lead ang San Juan Knights.
That was Francisco's first bucket here in this year's tournament. Orlan Wamar still no good, but Ato Ular hindi pa rin. Nakadalawang chance dun si Ato Ular pero na-tip away pa rin ng Cavaliers.
Rebounding is something that is really in the domain itong San Juan Knights. They average in the 50s during their first 2 games as we look at this first basket by Hel Francisco.
And that instant replay of the game was brought to you by Smart Simple. Smart ako, Saldu, a nice bounce pass to Wamar. And that's going to be San Juan ball pa rin because that was off the hands of the Cavaliers.
And if you're Coach Ronnie Cahanding, you love the effort that your boys are displaying on the defensive end, tapping those balls, competing for those 50-50s.
1.6 seconds remaining here on the shot clock. San Juan Knights have to put it up really quickly, and Acosta beats the buzzer, but the Knights get it back. Sorry, the Cavaliers get it back. Here come the Black Shirts. That's not going to go off the glass. Scramble for the loose ball between Romeo Almerol and Maki Acosta.
Jump ball, but possession arrow points to the opposite side sa panig ng San Juan Knights.
1 minute 20 remaining here in the first half. It's a 7-point lead for the San Juan Knights. They've really struggled here in the second quarter. 7 points pa lang kontra sa 14 ng Cavaliers.
You can give credit to the defense itong Cavaliers to be able to limit them within that number.
Justin Gutang missing on that jumper right there. Orlan Wamar tipping it out of bounds as we remind you that Filbasket Summer Championship 2022 is presented to you by Pure Gold.
Kanina pa talaga nadudulas yung bola dito kay Formento. He has not been able to get a good grip of it. And buti nilang possession will stay with them. Timeout called.
30-23, magbabalik po ang Filbasket Summer Championship. Welcome back to our coverage of the Filbasket Summer Championship. And that crowd moment was brought to you by our wonderful crew here at the San Jose del Monte City Sports Complex. It's great to have basketball fans back in person. Really loving the fact that sports is coming alive once again in the Philippines after 2+ years of this pandemic. Syempre, hindi pa po tapos ang pandemya, pero slowly but surely, we're finding our way out of it, which is good news for everybody here. 15 seconds on the shot clock for the Cavaliers. Nice alley-oop play, but could not cash in there.
Sorry, miss there by the black shirts on that alley-oop attempt. That definitely was something that they could have capitalized on.
CJ Isit from inside the perimeter. And the Cavaliers are looking to finish the second quarter strong. 34 seconds remaining, 16 on the shot clock.
If they could get a score here, babalik pa sa kanila ang bola and they could trim this lead to as low as 3.
Formento though muntik ng matrap. Ball's gonna go out of bounds. Possession San Juan, and now the shot clock has been turned off. 20.6 seconds remaining.
Well, because the black shirts weren't able to use their time wisely there, San Juan will now go for the last shot with 20.6 seconds remaining.
We'll come back with the conclusion of our first half in a bit. Ito po ang Filbasket Summer Championship. Welcome back to our coverage of the Filbasket Summer Championship. 30-23 with 11 seconds remaining on this in the second half. Here's Justin Gutang losing the ball. Makati is running. They've got the last shot opportunity. Formento almost losing control, fading away and hitting the side of the rim. And we're going to end the first half with the same score, 30-23. San Juan Knights up, Javi.
Almerol was open there momentarily. Di lang nakita ni Formento there. That was an easy opportunity for them to be able to close out the quarter strong. However, the score will remain as it is, 30-23 to close out our first half.
It's been a tale of 2 quarters so far. Tingnan natin kung sino mananaig sa second half. Magbabalik po ang Filbasket Summer Championship.
Dear classmates, I congratulate us for having the power. Who would have thought one can major in social media, minor in catology, or major in Mobile Legends, minor in ensaymada baking, or major in TikTok, minor in anime studies. Totoo ang chismis. We really can do it all. And since we still have loads to discover, it is time to get giga-powered with Smart Gigapower. Enjoy 20 gigabytes for all sites and apps for only 149 pesos, so we can jump from app to app, passion to passion, chika to chika.
Para more ang saya.
Get giga-powered na, day!
My apologies. Download the GigaLife app and choose Gigapower. Simple, smart a code.
Not in my house. Let's go! Come on, come on!
Hype, you talk about reaching back and throwing it down.
And the bench loves it. Oh my God!
And on three. 1, 2, 3.
to make their offensive sets work. Their defense has been holding up, and that's a big reason why they're just down by 7 points.
We're seconds away from the beginning of our second half. Third quarter of action now underway as Francisco handed it off. Here's Alcoriza, still finding an opening. Double team action on defense by the San Juan Knights. Back to Alcoriza down low with a floater to draw first blood in the second half.
That's a great way to start off the second half for the Black Shirts. They set up Hubert Cani on that elevator screen, and Hubert handing it off to Renz Alcoriza, who found a way to make that floater from the baseline.
Hubert Cani, one of the players we were talking about in the first half, finally making a dent in this game. On the other end, the San Juan Knights waiting on the first opportunity on offense.
And I really believe Hubert Cani will be among the catalysts for the Cavaliers if they are be able to go back into this ball game. 5 points na lang ang hinahabol nila dito, and Renz Alcoriza wants to make that 3.
Colina with a jumper from the top of the key, and that goes back to Hubert Cani. 11 on the shot clock. Colina down low.
Another assist there by the former FEU Tamaraw. Hubert Cani setting up his teammates on back-to-back possessions. 3 points na lang po ang hinahabol ng Cavaliers sa ating laro.
We'd like to acknowledge Manila Kingpin, which will be opening their first branch in Cebu. Manila Kingpin Cebu. 7 seconds on the shot clock for the San Juan Knights. Justin Gutang, wala pa rin, and he's gonna go to the free throw line for a pair of freebies.
Gutang finding himself in another pick and roll action. That is something he has been very successful in doing so far dito sa ating torneo. He has been making good decisions off of that play, scoring and sometimes dishing off to his teammates. Right now, he finds his way to our charity stripe for 2 shots.
Justin Gutang, no good on the first. As we take a look at the head coach right now, the interim coach of the San Juan Knights, Nani Pondulan. Ito si Justin Gutang, all-around numbers so far, 13 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, and almost 7 assists.
He averaged 15 points sa kanilang unang dalawang laro, but only 9 points in that game against Bacolod. He was also tasked to have that game-tying shot in that game against Bacolod. He, however, failed. The defense of Bacolod able to clamp down on him.
In the meantime, we'd like to thank Antigua Scoreboard Multisport Scoring Solutions for their participation in the Filbasket Summer Championship. And Clarito converts for the San Juan Knights, much needed to stop the bleeding.
First 2 points in the ball game, that may be even 3 for Jonard Clarito. Another offensive rebound, second chance opportunity once again for the San Juan Knights. That will not bode well in the comeback for the Cavaliers in this game. They have to be able to limit and compete on the boards.
3-point play para kay Jonard Clarito. 34-27 as we acknowledge Wilson, the official game ball of the 2022 Filbasket Summer Championship. Only 2 minutes have elapsed dito sa ating third quarter so far as Renz Alcoriza passes it to Hubert Cani. Still scoreless itong si Cani. Alcoriza for 3, hits the back of the rim. And it's going to be San Juan ball off that whistle as we send it over to the third member of our crew, Sam Coloso. Sam?
Thank you, Stan. Sabi ni Coach Ronnie Kahanding from the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers, nakalimutan ang first half of the game. He reminded his team to calm down. Sabi niya, maliit tayo pero lumalaban tayo. You might also be wondering bakit kanina wala si Cani sa first half ng game. That is because he sprained his ankle sa practice. Thankfully, he recovered and will be defending today the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. Back to you, Stan and Javi.
Maraming salamat, Sam. Etong si Cani, may iniinda pala, no? Last 2 seconds for Gutang. Nice pass down low, but hindi nila nabit ang shot clock right there. So that's going to be a turnover against the San Juan Knights.
Bailout there for the Cavaliers. They were lucky enough that that basket by Christian Bunyag wasn't counted, but that was a successful drive. As we look at Hubert Cani, injured pala ang kanyang ankle. He sprained that in practice. Great report there by Sam Coloso, because we were really wondering why he wasn't being fielded in that first half, because they sure could have used his play, and that is what we are seeing right now, an impact already being made with 2 assists so far to his name.
Meanwhile, Hel Francisco, nice pass down low to Alcoriza, up and under. And it's 34-29 now. 5 points na lang ang lamang ng San Juan Knights.
Less tentativity being shown here by the Cavaliers and better fluid on offense as their defense still holding up here. Another fast break opportunity. Hel Francisco in the paint, up and in.
Etong AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers, parang hindi checkpoint ang depensa nila. Hindi na nakakalusot ang San Juan Knights. And we could see that on that last play right there. It's going to be AFP FSD ball once again.
The pressure defense of Makati forcing itong San Juan into a lot of hurried shots here. At least we look at that great pass by Hel Francisco. Again, the dipsy-do by Renz Alcoriza. Excellent finish inside.
And that move of the game is presented to you by Pure Gold. Back to the action now. 6 minutes and 26 remaining in the third quarter. Hubert Cani double team to Francisco. Gives it back to Cani. Ito si Colina hinihingi. 5 seconds on the shot clock. That's a 3. Hindi na rebound ni Colina, and that is gonna go to San Juan.
So that is something that the Cavaliers have to resolve internally. No, you saw there Jan Colina asking for the ball, but ito si Hubert Canty wanting a ball screen on that offensive possession. Turned out 0 there para dito sa Black Shirts.
Filbasket is brought to you by Celium Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation, as the Knights are down to 10 on the shot clock. Nice pass inside, and Bunyag finally converts on the play they almost whiffed earlier.
Justin Gutang has really made good use of that pick and roll action and has been successful in playmaking for his teammates. We all know that he is a threat offensively, scoring that basketball well so far in this tournament. That is why it has been able to draw the defense and get his teammates wide open. A foul here called laban sa San Juan.
And stepping to the line is private first class Helino Francisco. As we take a look at this replay, nice pass to Bunyag, who swoops in for that quick layup.
No one helping the helper there. Jan Colina helping on Justin Gutang, but nobody going to his rescue right there.
Down low go the Cavaliers.
Unti-unti nakikita na talaga ng AFP ang mga chinks sa armor ng depensa nitong San Juan Knights. A little crack there and great pass there by Hel Francisco.
And Jake Diwa has a chance here to connect on a three-point play opportunity. Rebound by Bunyag. 6'7", biggest guy on the court right now as the Knights are running. That's a nice block. Good defense by Chad Alonzo, the veteran.
And that ball will bounce off of Clarito. Another great defensive possession here by Makati.
Not in his house, sabi ni Chad Alonzo. 5:18 remaining here in the third quarter. Hubert Cani finding momentum. Still not on the scoreboard as he gets that screen from Chad Alonzo. Turnover. Knights are running. And Chad Alonzo running into Judel Fuentes right there. Alonzo raising his hand. Alam naman niya.
Duty foul there committed by Chad Alonzo to prevent the fast break opportunity by San Juan. This has been the closest AFP has been since leading dun sa ating first quarter, opening the festivities with a 2-0 lead.
Meanwhile, here's Judel Fuentes at the line for two, the former CEU Scorpion drilling his first bucket at the charity stripe.
9 points now in the game for Judel Fuentes. He has an opportunity to break double digits with this free throw.
Big year for Judel Fuentes, who just got married last January, as he goes 2 for 2 at the line. 5:07 remaining here in the third. 5 din ang lamang ng San Juan, and almost a sloppy turnover. Ayun na nga, natuloy na nga ang turnover. Judel Fuentes with a pump fake to the right corner. Orlan Wamar. And Fuentes with a quick hands. Nice drop-off down low, but still can't cash in. And the ball goes out of bounds. San Juan pa rin ang may possession.
There really has been a different feel to the basketball I've been observing from these players, because may mga times akala nila hawak na talaga nila yung bola, and tutuloy na nila yung motion going forward, pero naiiwan yung bola eh. They can't seem to get a good grip of it. I don't know why, if it's this particular basketball lang na madulas. But this is the first time I'm seeing this kind of helter-skelter back and forth action here dito sa ating torneo.
At this point, we'd like to acknowledge Medisure Pharmacy, our prize sponsor for the Filbasket Summer Championship. Ato Ular to Orlan Wamar. Orlan nagtatawag. Let's see if they can drill a bucket. Last couple of seconds, and that's good for Justin Gutang.
Gutang making mincemeat of the defense. Ito ni Almerol, not really much resistance being given there. But Orlan Wamar, only 1 point to show for in this game. After that 28-point explosion, Chad Alonzo wasn't ready for the pass. And Orlan Wamar looking to break his silence dito sa ating laro. 3 points na sa ating game para kay Orlan Wamar.
And that's his first field goal in this game as we take a look at San Juan capitalizing on the Cavaliers. Not awake fully. Orlan Wamar though, gising na gising. Buys another bucket for San Juan. They're up by 9 against the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our coverage of the Filbasket Summer Championship 2022. Let's take a look at Orlan Wamar. 28 points in the previous game. That's his first dito sa Summer Championship. Pero ngayon parang iba from that last game against ABB.
Contrasting games being shown here by Orlan Wamar. That was just a rousing and exciting debut that he had against the All-Star Bacolod Ballers. 2 4-point plays that he converted, making mincemeat of the defense ito ni J.K. Casino and Joel Liu. But Almerol scoring on that point-blank basket.
Romeo Almerol of the Air Force converting there for the Cavaliers. Meanwhile, Ato Ular no good. And it's going to be San Juan possession pa rin off of that jump ball call.
Now, Makati started off the second half on a high note, running those offensive sets with much fluid, but right now that tentativity is starting to go back. And sabi nga ni Coach Ronnie Kanding that they have to forget about what happened in the first half, but looks like now bumabalik na naman paunti-unti.
Almerol wide open, sky high, pero nasupalpal, but the second chance opportunity for Jake Diwa, who's got 4.
That might have been a goaltending call that Ato Ular got away with, but buti na lang FSD was able to get the ball back on that offensive rebound and get that score. See, that ball already hit the board before Ato Ular was able to tap it. So goaltending call omitted by our officials on that play.
Meanwhile, here's Justin Gutang at the line. Makes his first free throw. And it's a 6-point lead as we acknowledge Cantigo's scoreboard, multi-sport scoring solutions for their participation in the Filbasket Summer Championship. 1 for 2 si Justin Gutang, rebound by the Cavaliers, and now they're running. Diwa, napatigil. Nice pass inside, and the Cavaliers convert. Romeo Almerol once again.
4 points now in this game, back-to-back baskets para dito kay Almerol. But Pido a little bit too overzealous on that pressure defense. And because the Knights are now in the penalty, 2 shots will be made here for Orlan Wamar. See there, Almerol capitalizing on another inside incursion.
And that instant replay of the game was brought to you by Smart Simple. Smart ako. Orlan Wamar at the line. Good on the first free throw. Nice show of sportsmanship kay Keith Pido.
Orlan Wamar slowly getting back his bearings dito sa ating laro.
2 for 2 si Wamar at the line. And the Knights stepping up the pressure. Balik sila sa full court press. Diwa finding an opening. Slicing through the lane but unable to connect on that layup. At napalpal si Almerol. Fast break. Nice no-look pass from Fuentes. And Wamar bounces that off a Cavalier leg. That's off Chad Alonzo's leg.
Both teams really blowing hot and cold in this game, no? They have been performing in spurts so far sa ating laro.
Acosta stepping on the line right there. Hits the back of the rim and it's rebounded by the black shirts. Diwa once again looking for a friend, finds one. Pero binabagalan ulit ng Cavaliers ang opensa nila. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Natapik. Nice recovery for Jake Diwa who drills another layup. That's 6 for him.
Jake Diwa nakawala na naman doon sa defense si Ato Ular. That sneaky layup once again being made possible.
5 on the floor for the Knights. It's Ular, Wamar, Acosta, Fuentes, and Gutang. Nice crossover by Fuentes. Loses Formento. Pulls up from the elbow.
I don't think Judel Fuentes has missed in this game, Stan.
Last 2 minutes in the third quarter. 6 points, Javi. Off the side of the board. Pero buti na lang may second shot sila. And Justin Gutang prevents it from being a third as he gets a defensive rebound. Gutang pushing it. Nice pass to the left. That's a 3. Yes! 13 for Judel Fuentes.
Judel Fuentes is waxing hot. He hasn't missed in this game, Stan. I confirmed it with our box score. He hasn't missed.
Mainit si Judel Fuentes. At umiinit ang San Juan Knights. Cavaliers can't stop the bleeding just yet. Fuentes now, he's a hot hand, but he passes it to Orlan Wamar. Boom!
Looks like that hot hand of Judel Fuentes influencing the shooting hand of Orlan Wamar. And Orlan Wamar also starting to heat up dito sa ating third quarter.
Nakakahawa ang shooting touch ni Judel Fuentes. Can confirm from courtside. 17 on the shot clock. Less than a minute remaining in the third. San Juan up by 12 here. Keith Pido trying to change that with a pass to Chad Alonzo, who gets hacked down the lane.
Makati having a hard time here running their offensive sets because sumikip na nga ang depensa nitong San Juan Knights. The pride of the Knights defense slowly getting back to them because there were a lot of easy baskets to begin the second half. And I'm sure Coach Nani Epundulan told his boys na hindi pwede yung mga ganung klaseng baskets na ganun kadali ang magiging resulta ng mga opensiba nitong FSD Makati Cavaliers.
There's a look at the AFP FSD Makati head coach right now, Ronnie Kahanding. Former Adamson Soaring Falcon. Leading ito si Chad Alonzo. Made his first free throw, hoping to cut the deficit to 10. And that's 2 for 2 for 38-year-old Chad Alonzo.
Wow, 38 years old already. He doesn't look one bit a 38-year-old.
Asian genes natin yan, Javi. Swerte tayo in that regard. Here's Wamar on the left side with a handoff. Maki Acosta in the center. Wamar from long range, nothing but air. So here come the Cavaliers. 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And a nice layup for Formento, who's got 6 already.
Formento not even being bothered by the defense. Ito ni Maki Acosta. And a foul. It will go against Formento. Hindi gumana kanyang flop dun, Stan.
Buti na lang, hindi pa naman nagkakainitan. Wala pa namang samahan na loob. And you can actually see Wamar and Formento getting a bit friendly sa usapan nila, diba? Helping each other up nga after Formento slipped and took a bit of a tumble there.
Parang madulas niya talaga yung court eh.
Hindi ko alam anong nangyari dito sa court kagabi. Hindi ko alam kung gusto kong malaman.
But that foul obviously not helping the cause ditong Cavaliers here as we close out this third quarter. Jodel Fuentes knocks down the first and makes good on the second as well. Still no misses from any area of the floor para dito kay Jodel Rick Fuentes.
8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The Cavaliers need a bucket, pero para na-stuck sila, malig-on, binigay kay Alcoriza! No! And at the end of 3 quarters of action, it's a 10-point lead for the San Juan Knights, 55-45. Si Renz Alcoriza came up short at the very last second, and the Cavaliers have 1 quarter of action left to solve the puzzle that Jodel Fuentes and the San Juan Knights are giving them.
5 out of 5 from the field. 2 out of 2 from three-point country. Itong si Jodel Fuentes, really the brightest spot here for Coach Nani Ipundalan. 2 assists and 2 steals to boot. What a great stat line there by the guard out of the Centro Escolar University.
And at the end of the third, it's 55-45. San Juan Knights up. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our coverage of the Filbasket 2022 Summer Championship presented to you by Pure Gold. There's Orlan Wamar and Jodel Fuentes, the hot hand for the San Juan Knights, still playing. Let's see how the Cavaliers adjust dito sa ating fourth quarter. Early whistle here, 8 seconds into the fourth quarter.
Shooting foul there called on Orlan Wamar off that drive. Ito ni Jan Formento. I want to see a more aggressiveness, more oomph in sa mga galawan nitong AFP Makati Cavaliers. 25-22 third quarter there after that 7-point second quarter for the San Juan Knights.
As Jan Formento hitting that jumper, Jodel Fuentes still not missing.
Are you nuts, Jodel? Wow, you haven't missed in this game.
Meanwhile, the Cavaliers, Jan Colina back on the floor for them. Nabubuhayan na ang bench nitong San Juan Knights because Jodel Fuentes is pulling a Giannis Antetokounmpo from the 2021 All-Star game.
Grabe, just remarkable performance by Fuentes. That's his 4th 3 of the game. 4 out of 4 from three-point country. 6 out of 6 overall.
And that wasn't a FIBA 3, that was an NBA 3. Jan Colina missing down low. Rebound by Maki Acosta. Full court press na nitong Cavaliers on defense. Here are the Knights up by 11 as we acknowledge Manila Kingpin. They're opening their next branch in Cebu, Manila Kingpin Cebu. Maraming salamat po. Nice layup down low for Jonard Clarito. And the Cavaliers want a quick bucket, which they get.
Little street ball being shown there by the Cavaliers. Baseball pass and a touchdown para dito kay Jan Colina and Bren Motol.
Score right now, 60-49. Clarito going right.
Ooh.
Get that weak stuff out of here, sabi ni Jake Diwa.
Great timing by Diwa on that block shot attempt against no less than Jonard Clarito himself. Uha.
Iyan ang supalpal, and that instant replay of the game was brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Three-pointer, and finally Fuentes misses. Sayang.
First miss of the ball game ni Fuentes came at the 8:21 mark of our fourth period.
Sayang, hindi na natulad kay Giannis nung All-Star game last year, no? 2021. 18 on the shot clock for the Cavaliers. Formento spinning his way through the defense. Finally throws it down low. Muntik ng makalas. Jake Diwa also blocked. Orlan Wamar on the fast break. Yes!
Diwa being returned the favor by Jonard Clarito, blocking his own shot there. And Orlan Wamar finishing on the transition basket.
Sabi nga natin kanina, di ba, Javi, where's Orlan Wamar? Eto na, 10 points, 5 assists.
He's finally showing up here for his squad. Of course, the former mythical selection of Filbasket Summer Championship. And the Cavaliers have definitely gone cold.
Good decision by Sarangay to wait for his friend, wait for Clarito. Back to Mark Sarangay, biggest guy on the floor at 6'7". Another pick. Back to Clarito, down low to Acosta.
That's a mismatch.
Double team si Acosta rito. And there's the buzzer. That's going to be a shot clock violation.
It doesn't matter if your defense continues to hold up, but your offense has to keep going here. Talking about the Cavaliers, they have to convert on their baskets to be able to trim this deficit and get themselves back into this game.
13 points, yan po ang lamang ng San Juan Knights. We're employing a full court press as we thank Medishore Pharmacy, our prize sponsor for the Filbasket Summer Championship. Formento calling for it. Gets that pick from Colina. Colina wide open pero hindi napansin ni Formento. Pulls up with his own floater. Buti na lang nag-convert.
Decision proved to be wise there for John Formento, but I'd like to see him setting up his teammates more, especially in this fourth quarter.
Clarito finding Acosta down low once again. CJ Isit now getting the double. Wamar was wide open, calling for it. Wamar going through the defense. That long-range shot, no good, but Acosta being the custodian on that end.
That's right, nobody able to box out successfully itong former Mapua Cardinal.
64-51 as Jake Diwa spins his way to an easy bucket.
Under the sneaky inside right-hand finish para dito kay Jake Diwa. But they cannot afford to trade baskets at this juncture of our game.
Ito na nga nangyayari. They are trading buckets kaya wala pa rin nagbabago. 11 points pa rin ang lamang ng San Juan Knights. Sarangay setting that screen for Wamar who drills it.
That was a brick wall that the Cavaliers ran into, hence freeing up itong si Orlan Wamar for that booming triple.
Let's thank Wilson, our official game ball for the Filbasket Summer Championship, as Alcoriza asking for a call, but play continues. That's going to be a three. Wala pa rin. Even the tip-in's no good for the Cavaliers. Muntik nang dumula sa fingertips si Acosta, pero the Cavaliers throw it up one more time. Instead of getting a bucket, though, they're going to get 2 free throws.
The referees really letting our players play. A lot of contact not being called, especially on that possession. But finally, itong si Bren Moto was able to get our officials to blow their whistle. See here right there on your screens, that push there by Mark Sarangay.
Walang lucky bounce.
Walang birthday bounce. Bren Moto, after having 6 points no ating first half, only 2 points dito sa ating second.
Itong si Bren Motol, no, representing the Army. He goes by many nicknames. Among them, hindi napapagod.
Wow. At mukha nga kasi mga kalaban niya sa loob talagang matitikas at malalaki. And that's where he likes to mix it up.
That's 9 points for the birthday boy, Bren Motol. Happy birthday, sir. At pinaupo na muna si Bren Motol. Mukhang napapagod naman pala.
Still a lot of basketball to be played here. 5 minutes and and 18 seconds left sa ating game clock. Still enough time for the Cavaliers to make a game out of this.
We'd like to acknowledge Cantigo Scoreboards, multi-sport scoring solution once again as Orlan Wamar breaks free momentarily. Nice little ankle breaker right there. Pass to Acosta, down low with a nice layup. Only 4 points for Acosta so far.
And John Colina opting to go for that reach instead of challenging that shot. Kaya libreng-libre doon si Baki Acosta.
San Juan Knights loading up on their interior defense, which does not prevent that bucket from Chad Alonso.
Great recognition there by John Formento, finding Chad Alonso inside. Good interior pass by the Cavaliers.
Meanwhile, here's Justin Gutang. Kala nila magtitres. Acosta almost losing it. Spin move, going for another layup pero natapik palabas. So San Juan pa rin ang may possession. 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. At ito na, babalik na si Ato Ular. Pero sabi ni Coach Nani Pundulan, teka, timeout muna tayo. Score right now is 69, nice to 56. San Juan Knights up. Magbabalik po ang Filbasket Summer Championship. Recognize that theme, it's better than you, and you know it as we look at Commissioner Jai Reyes and of course your commentary team for this game, Justin Gutang and the San Juan Knights with a comfortable 13-point lead with a little over 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth.
And we see here before that timeout, the ball was supposed to go to the San Juan Knights, but right now our officials deciding that it will go to the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. So sayang lang ang timeout na dinoab doon ni Coach Nani Ipundulan because they were looking to drop something in the last 5 seconds of their shot clock. Kaya lang depensa pala ang lalaroin nila dito sa possession na to.
And now that's the third team foul called against the San Juan Knights. 20 seconds pang nalalabi sa shot clock ng Cavaliers. As we acknowledge Ceiling Fiber, manufactured by Leone Agri Corporation. Chad Alonso down low, natapik ng Knights. They're running the other way. Here's Orlan Wamar getting hacked as he crosses the timeline.
Ill-advised pass there by Chad Alonso on that post entry. Fell right into the hands itong San Juan Knights defense.
Pero yun naman ang gusto natin sa modern game, di ba? If your big man can actually pass, can facilitate, di ba? Yun ang hinahanap natin. Ang nangyari lang, hindi sila nag-connect.
That's right. We see guys like Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid really being fantastic facilitators despite them being big men.
Nice steal by Justin Gutang. Just rips it off the air. And a nice pass to Orlan Wamar. Connecting from deep. And that's a sweet 16 for Orlan Wamar. 72-56. 16-point lead for San Juan, and the Cavaliers call for time. Tingnan natin ulit that last play from Justin Gutang. Great awareness and finding Orlan Wamar.
6th assist now in the game for Justin Gutang, continuing his great all-around performance dito sa ating tournament. And Orlan Wamar waking up from the silence that he had ng ating first half with 16 points to his name.
At yung 16, yan din ang lamang na San Juan. Magbabalik po ang Filbasket. Welcome back to our coverage of the Filbasket Summer Championship. You're looking at the family of CJ Isit.
And Isit so far a non-factor sa ating laro. 8 points per game prior to this. 2.7 rebounds and 3.7 assists. Renz Alcoriza misses on that transition try.
Ato Ular with the block right there. CJ Isit in front of his family. Wala pa rin, unfortunately, getting another opportunity. But sabi ni Isit, teka, wait lang. Back to Wamar. And Wamar calling for the ISO. Nice bounce pass sa loob. And that almost got testy right there. Buti na lang cooler heads prevailed. Ato Ular with a smile on his face despite getting literally held back.
Excellent bounce pass there to the wheeling Ato Ular. Ular doing that foul off Renz Alcoriza. These guys are no strangers to each other. Seeing themselves in the NCAA wars. Of course, Ato Ular from the Letran Knights. Ito itong si Renz Alcoriza from the Arellano University Chiefs.
Ato Ular good on that first free throw. You know, momentarily we thought na something might happen. Buti na lang walang nangyari. And Ular goes 2 for 2, extending San Juan's lead by another couple. That's 18 now, and that's a quick steal. Clarito extending the lead at 20.
And what a time for the San Juan Knights to be up by this big. Really dampening any kind of opportunity for the Cavaliers to get back in this game. Chad Alonso once again careless with the basketball, and Jonard Clarito capitalizing on another turnover. Muntika na ulit doon.
Meanwhile, here's Colina. Pump fake. Throws it up. Ular with a board.
And nothing just going right here for the black shirts towards the tail end ng ating laro.
Ular taking another shot right there. This time, parang iniinda niya na yun.
See that fake there. And I think, after that swipe, there was a hit sa panga ito ni Ato Ular.
Sakit.
But talking about the Cavaliers, Stan, a lot of growing pains that they will have to resolve in this game. And I'm sure they will be looking to bounce back sa kanilang susunod na laro.
It's going to be a long Friday night for them as we acknowledge Manila Kingpin, who will open their first branch in Cebu. Manila Kingpin Cebu, 11 seconds on the shot clock for the Knights. Orlan Wamar getting the double. Another nice feed down low. Natapik Alcoriza. Here come the Cavaliers. Na-stop ang momentum nila doon. Meanwhile, Colina going up against two defenders. Francisco throws it up and gets the contact.
3 Cavalier players inside, and the defense very much focused on all of them. They could have done good on a kick out to either Alcoriza or Formento on opposite wings for a possible 3-point shot, but Hel Francisco able to draw a foul inside. Now 20 points here. Medyo mahirap na to balikan with the time left sa ating clock. But of course, for Coach Ronnie Kahanding, you should tell your boys that they shouldn't stop playing and do whatever they can to trim this deficit, because the positives that you can get from playing hard towards the latter part of this game, you could carry on dun sa kanilang susunod na laro.
First free throw good for Hel Francisco, the former guard out of the Rizal Technological University. 2 for 2 for him. 6 points for Francisco. 18 points, yan pong lamang ng San Juan Knights as we get down to the last 2 minutes and 29 seconds of regulation. Sabi mo nga, Javi, no? It's all about getting the takeaways na lang as the Cavaliers are likely to take an L here.
Yeah, that's right. And definitely, I'm sure they did not expect to get this win easy, and that is what San Juan has displayed right here. So they have to build on this, whatever good they can get from this game. The positives na makukuha nila, i-carry on na lang nila doon sa kanilang susunod na laro.
Nino Ibanez getting contact right there as our last 2 minutes are brought to you by Smart. Simple, smart ako. Meanwhile, as we talk about the San Juan Knights, Javi, what did they do well here?
They definitely maintained their poise, especially during this fourth and third quarter. which they didn't do against the All-Star Bacolod Ballers.
And we have a timeout once again for the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers. Magbabalik po ang Filbasket. Welcome back to our coverage of the Filbasket Summer Championship presented to you by Pure Gold. Nino Ibanez missing on his first attempt at the free throw line.
Ibanez started in this game para kay Coach Nani Ipundolan and has only seen action ngayon na lamang with his team comfortably ahead 77-58.
Filbasket presented to you by Pure Gold, of course. As for Mento, pump fakes. Still can't get it to go at nanlamig na talaga ang Cavaliers as we get to the end of the game. Turnover there by the Knights, but it's unlikely that that turnover will change anything at this point.
Oh yeah, definitely. With 1 minute and 38 seconds, this game is safely in the bag for the Knights. One thing that the Cavaliers have to fix here is masyado na pe-predict nitong San Juan defense kung anong gagawin nila sa opensa.
Meanwhile, Colina buying another bucket off the second chance opportunity. Yung offensive rebounding ni Colina has been on display all game long, to his credit.
Yes, but they will have to mix it up as they make their way to their next game. A lot of plays going for that inside incursion. And San Juan definitely clamping down on all of those.
Missed jumper there off the baseline for Nino Ibanez. Last minute of regulation, Jake Diwa posting up right here on the right elbow. Etong AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers, they're just trying to get something going para lang masabi nila that they really kept fighting until the bitter end. Diba? Lahat naman ng teams natin, yun ang gusto nilang sabihin coming out of every matchup.
Primarily talaga yung point of attack nila is to go inside and get buckets in the paint. Only 9 attempts from 3-point area by the Cavaliers sa ating laro, and they only converted on 1 for 11%. So a variety is needed sa offensive side para sa mga bata ni Coach Ronnie Kahanding, or else they will be just very predictable for all the team's defenses dito sa ating torneo.
Which is really difficult when you consider the size of some of the teams, like the Nueva Ecija Capitals in particular, a really heavy front line, diba? Etong San Juan Knights, they've got 6'7" Mark Sarangay, 6'7" Christian Bunyag. Mga malalaking sentro to eh. So even if you attack down low, it's going to be very difficult to buy a bucket inside.
That's right. Big period of adjustment definitely needed, but they will have to do that as quickly as they can, because the level of competition here dito sa ating Filbasket Summer Championship ay really hindi biro at all.
We're seeing Joseph Ubalde from San Juan, also having spent time in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, now playing for the Knights and not making that first free throw.
This guy looks to be some sort of a cult hero para sa San Juan Knights, because every time he takes the floor, talagang inaabangan ng buong crowd and buong bench ng San Juan pag makakascore itong si Joseph Ubalde.
Siya rin yung isa sa mga favorites ni former Senator Jinggoy Estrada, diba? Sinabihan siya na kapag nag-best player of the game siya sa MPBLA, meron siyang papremyo, at nangyari nga. Last 28 seconds here in regulation. That's going to be a three-pointer for Diwa, pero wala pa rin, mintis pa rin. At eto na, mamamahinga na po ang ating shot clock. 78-61 ang pagitan, ang score rather, 17 points ang pagitan.
A rare three-point try there by the Cavaliers, but another miss. And the Knights will try to keep possession, but Formento has other things in mind. Jumper is good from straight away by John Formento, and they will continue to have this press at the dwindling seconds na ating laro.
Till the bitter end nga talaga, di ba? Sabi nila. Meanwhile, Ubalde down low, and he buys a bucket. Joseph Ubalde. At eto na, patapos ng ating laro. Looks like this is going to be our final score, 80-63. The San Juan Knights with another victory. They're going up to 3-1, maintaining their lead in the standings. Meanwhile, the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers take the L here as we take a look at that move of the game presented to you by Pure Gold para kay Joseph Ubalde.
May pahabol pa itong si Joseph Ubalde at the end of our game. In a great bounce back win by the San Juan Knights after that really painful loss against the All-Star Bacolod Bingo Ballers Plus last Wednesday. A big refreshment of confidence para dito sa White Shirts as they move over to their next game and maintain the top seed dito sa ating liga.
Alam mo, Javi, all things considered, not a bad week for the San Juan Knights. They continue their hold on the top seed of the tournament, and they finish the week 2 wins and 1 losses.
Well, it's just that, you know, the clout of invincibility that they once had after their first 2 games is no more after Bacolod was able to shatter that. But again, you said, not a bad week for them. Just 1 loss and a bounce back win. Great week for the San Juan Knights overall.
Hindi naman tayo yung typical Asian dad meme, so hindi naman tayo nagagalit sa San Juan Knights. Let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Sam Coloso.
We're here with our Pure Gold best player of the game, Orlan Wamar. Orlan, kakagaling mo lang sa injury and yet you successfully redeemed yourselves in today's game. How was that?
Wala naman. After nung pagkatalo namin, sinabi ko sa sarili ko, di ko isipin kung may masakit pa. Kailangan maglaro lang ng todo para manalo at saka makabalik dun sa championship.
Okay, Orlan, what was your role in making today's game work?
Wala naman. Ginawa ko lang yung part ko sa team, sa defense, tsaka yun lang.
Bati tayo, Orlan.
Nagpapasalamat ako kay Sen, Senator Jingo Estrada, kay Engineer Teddy, Boss Nolet, yung family ko sa Cebu, tatay ko, nanay ko, kapatid ko, lolo ko, lola ko, tsaka yung girlfriend ko nanonood ngayon, tsaka yung mga sumusuporta sa San Juan Knights. Yun.
Thank you so much and congratulations, Orlan. Back to you, Stan and Javi.
Maraming salamat, Sam Coloso. Back-to-back outstanding performances para kay Orlan Wamar, the best player of the game, presented to you by Pure Gold as he led the way for the San Juan Knights to take the W against the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers, 80-63. On behalf of Javi Palanya, my name is Stan C, saying thank you very much. Wag po kayong bibitiw. We've got 2 more games as part of our triple header. Once again, congratulations to the San Juan Knights. They're now atop the standings, still there, 3 wins and 1 losses after dominating the AFP FSD Makati Cavaliers, setting the stage for the second game of our triple header. Up next, you've got the Danao City MJazz Zenith taking on the Nueva Ecija Capitals. Anthony Perez and Javi Palanya will be calling the action for that one. We're still live on Facebook, YouTube, Kumu and TikTok. Wag po kayong bibitiw. Ito po ang Filbasket Summer Championship 2022.